That we are all being disconnected after every 5 minutes. And because of that, we'll be shifting our meeting, we'll be moving our meeting to Google Meet just for Hi, good afternoon, everybody. This happens to be much better than going up every 5 minutes. Thank you for making here. Thank you to every one of us that made it here successfully. We're going to be starting right away. Again, this is Spacers Hack Conf, and I am repping that with our branded t-shirts, which is a courtesy of Couchbase. And like you know, the Spacers Hack Conf is officially sponsored by Couchbase this year, and many of our hackathon participants have incorporated their database while building their applications. And today they're definitely going to be telling us more about their applications, more about how they have integrated Couchbase, which of course is a very seamless database to use to manage all of your activities. So we're going to be diving right in, and I'd love to call on stage Clinton Imaro as he gives us an opening address. Over to you, Clinton. No, we can't see you, but we can hear you. Okay, thank you so much, Clinton, for that lovely and brief introduction. I guess we are all on the same page, and without wasting much time, because there is so much to hear from these teams, and I want everybody to utilize the time they have to the fullest. So we're going to be kickstarting immediately. The first team we have is Team Aya, and Team Aya, you are going to be taking the stage to do your thing, because this hackathon is all about you guys, and we want to see what you have been able to achieve in a space of 12 days. What have you been able to do? What solution have you been able to come up with? So, Team Aya, you have the stage, and after Team Aya, we would have Team Favor to do their presentation. The judges are already on the call. They are on the call with us. So do your best and break your leg.
Hello, good day, everyone.
Yes, Ignatius, we can hear you.
All right, so this Ignatius representing Team Aya. Please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
All right. So this is we actually worked on agricultural marketplace. So the name of our application is FarmCart. So basically, FarmCart is actually a platform where um, um, farmers tend to utilize, right? So they can upload their farm produce, and then they have sellers come to get and make payment. So basically, this is just the homepage of our application, right? So if you scroll down, you'll see the different categories we have. We have the fruit, vegetables, the grains, and the rest. Now, this is some of our trending products, the fish, the orange, right? So these trending products are actually based on the reviews we have on this product. Now, this is our popular picks, right? It's still based on the reviews. And so before I actually continue to show more features, every single on this application is based on Couchbase. We use the Couchbase Capella to set up our database. So on landing to the homepage, you could quickly go to shop. Let's see what we have on our shop. Right. So these are the various products we have on the shop. So these are actually based on the categories. Now we have the fruits, vegetables, grains. Right. So to actually you have much products here, but to save you the stress, you can as well sort these stuffs out. You can get it by fruit, you can sort it by vegetables, grains, legumes, meat, and whatever you need, seafood, you can also get it there. And then you can as well try to sort it by the prices, right? If you want to get it by the price and the rest, you can sort it. You can sort it by the ratings. So whatever it is, you can do that. And what if I quickly want to preview this to see what it is, and quickly see a preview of the product, the price, the fruit? I can click to increase it. I can add to favorite, or add to cart. So let's quickly add it to cart. Now we get an error that we need to log in before we actually continue the application. Same thing, add to wish list. So you can't do that. So let's quickly see the details of the application now. So we have the orange. These are description of it. This additional description in case you need the weight, when it was harvested, and sustainability practice, and the reviews also. So David Mike gave a review on this product. All right, so let's see how we can actually sign up. So we have the sign up button and the sign in. So to sign up, you quickly fill in your details, right? So I could decide to enter any details. So let me use a default. I've done the sign up already, so I might not really cover this because of time, but just want to show us that it's actually working. So definitely it sends us an OTP to our email, right? So this is actually the OTP screen. I have not gotten it yet because I'm actually using a default. Definitely there's no email as ABC. But to confirm it, we just have to type in NCCC. It shows invalid OTP. It's actually coming from the server. We can as well click here to resend an OTP, but there's no time for that. Let me quickly log in with already signed up email. All right, so I successfully signed in. Now with that, now you see there's a change in my application. Now I can now see become a seller, add to cart, and the rest. So let's see if we could actually add the product we tried adding to cart. Let's see if we can do it now. Right, so I can decide to increase it, and let's add it to cart now. Yeah, so item added to cart successfully. I can as well add to wish list. I can view this product now, right? So I've now gotten, I can see my cart, right? So this is my cart. This is the item in my cart. Um, this is my favorite also. I can also remove from favorite. Now I can as well make payments from here. Yeah, I can make payment from there. So this is my product already. So if I fill these details and make my payment, we are using a default Stripe payment this thing. I think the 4242 and whatever. Yeah, definitely it's working. I'll get back to that if there's time. But let's quickly see if we could actually see this product. So let me become a seller now. Okay, so I think I've registered a user on this already. So let me change the email. Please, if you're still with me, please confirm you can hear me. Hello, please confirm you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so this is actually our dashboard. So this is how the dashboard looks like, and we also have our product section and order section. Right, so we could add product. Can as well add product. We can as well upload the files. Right, we can upload a file, and we can equally see a preview of the file we actually uploading. Okay, so the settings also, and we can as well log out. So I don't know how much time we have, but that's actually an overview of the application we actually working on, or we've worked on. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ignatius, for that. If you still have any other thing you would like to add, you're free to do so because each team has 20 minutes to present. So if you have any other thing you'd like us to see, any other thing spectacular that you'd want the judges to take note of, remember, this is a competition, and selling yourself is the most important priority. So the judges had had a chance to look at your project. Uh, that was since Friday, yeah, Thursday, Friday. They've had chance to look at your project. So your presentation again is of utmost importance. So this is a second chance to say whatever you need to do to say, or do whatever you need to do. So is the floor, should I still allow you to come up, Ignatius, or you are done?
All right. Okay. So let me quickly say this now. Um, for the Couchbase Capella, we actually have more than 15 to 20 APIs we've actually consumed. Um, so we can create product, we can edit. Now the way the application is actually structured is this: we sellers are okay. Yeah, they create their product uniquely, right? So as a seller, after creating your shop, you can update, or yeah, you can upload your product to the site. You can as well delete it, you can edit it. So you can't you can't delete any product that is not created by you, right? You can't delete product that is not created by you. And secondly, um, in the application, anybody can make payment and you receive it, because we set up Stripe in the application now. If you test it, it works very well. It works. It shows your order and everything, so you can as well make payments. And we also have an admin section, right? So the admin can get all the products that are being uploaded by these sellers. The admin can the admin can also the admin can delete, the admin can block any seller, the admin can reject any product that is actually um that does not meet the standard of the site, right? Because there might be a standard that the admin wants, and probably you uploaded a default product this thing doesn't meet. So we all have those APIs ready. And yeah, it wasn't possible for us to achieve, or for us to integrate all these APIs on the front end. Yeah, it wasn't possible, but we all have it ready on the Postman collection. Most of the APIs, we've integrated a lot of them. Some we couldn't integrate because of time, but we have it on the Postman collection. We also have it documented, well documented. We also hosted it. So I can as well send it if you actually want to see it and test it. It works perfectly fine. So that's just the few things I had to add. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fancat, and the entire team Aya, for that lovely product you've put together. I don't know
Sorry, can you
if
give me a
any of.
minute? Can you
Sorry,
hear
I
me?
didn't get you.
I say, can you give me a minute?
Okay,
All right.
you have
So
something else to add?
yes, if I don't say this, I might not really be okay, because I needed to say this, because yeah, working with Couchbase is actually wonderful, right? Um, I really need to give credit to that. And secondly, on our application also, we the problem we try to solve is this: we needed to give an opportunity to these local farmers to come to the site and upload their product, right? Because most of these local farmers don't have access to the rural community, so they might not really get their products. They might not really sell their product as quick as possible. So we try to do that to tend to them. And one of the key features that after now we'll be working on, because we're supposed to do it, but because of time, we intend to implement localization on the application. Now, localization in the sense that we intend to bring in different languages, right? So whatever language you're actually speaking, you can click on the drop down. If it's actually Yoruba or Igbo or whatever Nigerian language, or if it's foreign, You click on it and pick your language, and everything on the site will be based on that language. By so doing, we are not just leaving any tribe out of this, because we are not having any tribe. Whatever tribe you're actually coming on, you see your language there. So we are communicating to these local farmers in the language they understand. We don't want to believe that this guy speaks English very well. So we are bringing it to their doorstep. So whatever it is they have, we also have it to offer to them. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. I was pleased to hear that last bit that you added. So, once again, I'm going to be throwing it out to our jury members. Is there any question? Is there any comments you have for this particular team, which is Team Aya, because you have reviewed their projects and now they have pitched their projects? Is there anything you have to add? Any comments? Any questions? Hmm. Please, our jury members, do I assume that there are no questions or comments? Even if it's a piece of advice, something that wasn't done properly on their application. Okay, yes, Precious, I can hear you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much, Tim. I think that was a great one. I liked the fact that you spoke about localization because I think it's that part that needs more people to, you know, get into action. People really need to understand that localization for digital product is the next best thing that you want to put out. I think that's great. I liked how you threw out your pitch. However, at some point I was lost. I saw that you were explaining more of like the things you had on than like the actual components of your product, like when you had to, I get it, like to demo, right? But you really did not. I hope that this doesn't come across as harsh, but like I figured that for, I don't know, for posterity's sakes, I think you should always focus more on the aspect of your digital product than like the the things, like the little things that you added to it to make it like what it is, like I'd rather you focus on the component, like I see that there is a lot of segmentation, like the categories, the ratings, and that was perfect that you put that out. But like don't get it missed trying to tell us the things that we can see, or we can see that there's fish, there's whatever, but I'd more like to see that you are telling me why you added a category, why you added a rating. These are the things that in general just makes your product better, makes the experience better. I hope that helps and that wasn't too harsh, but yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Not at all. Thank you so much for your comments, Precious. We really appreciate your comment, and I hope that the team Aya, you put that into consideration while you continue to build your products, because we believe that your products, Farm Cats, shouldn't just end at Spaces Hack of 2023. We want to see you build something meaningful, something beautiful, and a wonderful solution that um, could yield sponsorship, could yield partnerships, and so many other wonderful things. Thank you so much. Um, Please, Mr. Samuel, I don't know if you have any comments, or Lauren, do you have any comments before we move on to the next team?
For now, no, please, let's move on.
Okay. Thank you. So we will be moving on to the next team, Team Favor. We're going to have them come up on stage to show us what they've been able to achieve in a span of 12 days. So, Team Favor, you have the floor. Do your thing.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, perfectly well. A minute, let me share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay. Perfectly. And okay, so I'll quickly run through our slide documentation. Before I go through our prototype and other cloud-based implementation and live working application. So, Team Favors, we worked on expense tracker um, and budget management application. And so, what this do is it helps uh, our users, manage their expenses, create specified budgets, and be able to control the way they spend the money. So this helps our users manage the money better, and it brings a lot of improvements to the current existing solution. So the flow, I'll go through the slide, the prototype, the back end, and the front end implementation. So we made detailed research. I I want all of us to understand that Team Favors didn't just come out of the blue and then took actions. Every of our actions were backed up by detailed research. And please, I would like to confirm if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfectly. So our problem statement, we went through, we streamlined our users for our first version of our MVP to students, salary earners, and business owners. And why do we do that? So we could be able to make detailed research on specific set of users. Because these people in one form or the other, students expect money from the guidance of parents, salary earners expect the money at the end of the year, business owners expect income and profit from sales, and so they find it difficult to manage the inflow and outflow of cash from their account. They might be making adverse unwanted spending, and this might not come at the willing. So this is due to like proper lack of proper income management. So and we made a research. I'll show you briefly. And so most of them noted in the research that they take note down of their expenses with pen and paper, and they find it hard to get like a platform to help them manage it. So there are existing solutions, but these solutions are not known, and they don't tackle specific users problem. They have a very wide range of users, so they're not actually solving problems for users. So we went uh we brought out a Google Form documentation, and we shared it to users, and it was used to carry quantitative research, and we had a total of 20 responses, and it was gotten within 24 hours because of we used the 24 hours time frame because of the whole hackathon time limit. So and our target audience were 40% were salary earners, 30% were students, and the last were business owners. And I can actually show you so you don't think we just screenshotted. So we had 20 responses, and you could see 40% were salary earners, 30 students, and the rest 30. So and then we also did quantitative research, and most of them decided that they keep track of their expenses with pen and paper, and more often they were using calculator, and maybe if they were writing a pen and paper, it might get lost, it might get spoiled with soil or water or something, and some were even not even managing their um their expenses at all, and just 10% were managing with an actual expense app. Some uses their bank, and some have imaginary expense management. So this isn't right. And so from users, the goal they wanted us. We asked them, and they said they want not being able to exceed their budget plan. So if I'm budgeting $500,000 for food, I don't want to exceed that. No, they want to reduce the spending habit and being able to focus more on things that matter, record and monitor their spending habits, know how they perform financially and improve areas in that, and manage their income. And so we brought out a solution what can be accessible to everyone. We chose a web application instead of a mobile application, meaning that a web application can be accessed through the phone and any device, and we plan on making it a progressive web app that it can be installed as an application. So this helps users to track expenditure, subscription, giving them the ability to record their expenses and subscription plan done on monthly basis, weekly basis, or daily basis, depending on how they want. So this gives users the freedom to work on their budget with easy, keeping different tab of their subscription plan. In a few minutes, I'll be showing you our prototype and everything. And so we have budget management where users manage their budgets and keep track of their expenses in a budget system where they track their expenses in a specific amount of time, where they track subscription. We are as a business owner, as salary earners, we subscribe to many services like that of YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify. We have a lot of this, even productivity tools, like Jira and the rest. And they don't charge at the end of the month. Some charge in the middle of the month, some charge at the beginning of the month, some just double charge you, and you don't even know because maybe if you're using your credit card or your debit card. So and these payments come, and at the end of the day, you find out that I don't know what's taking my money. You want to be able to keep track of your subscription, know the ones you're not using, and do away with them. So that's one of our unique features that help users keep track of their subscription. And so our core values, we believe in transparency, inclusivity, and collaboration. Why do we say this? Through our research, many of our users were scared of, they had security concerns implementing with financial institutions. So they said they love to be private. They said because fintech apps should be secured properly, data leakage, integrity of the app manager. So they all had security concerns implementing with a financial institution like the regular bank. So we decided for the first version of our MVP, we are going to go with manually. So users have to implement their expenses manually. And then when we have a brand value, when we have built a brand within our users, then we can assure them and they can believe in us, integrating with their financial institution. So we believe that, and we know we want to become the go-to solution for individuals, seeking to manage their expenses on the fly. And we see ourselves as going to be the leading expense management solution, and so leading to greater financial stability and peace of mind. So our unique features, as we said before: subscription, budget editing within specified date, expense tracking, and in-app expense record. So why we did the user research was in order to understand our users, validate our idea and some of the assumptions made. So we didn't just take activity actions blindfolded. So our target audience were students, salary owners, and business owners. So our information architecture, and sorry if I'm too fast, I'm trying to be in my 20 minutes time limit. So our information architecture is the team came up with a perfect layout for the web app in order to have a good user flow, for users to understand application, being consistent and following the standard. So we have who we are section, our unique features, so they understand who we are, how it works, our FAQ section, and then in the dashboard they can see overview of their budget, their subscription, their expense records. They can also see overview of their tracked expenditures. So in the budget, they can create a folder, create expenses, and the likes of subscription, see their subscription history, expense record, their income details, the category details, track expenditure. And yeah, so this is our user flow from the landing page, create account, login, dashboard, you know. And yeah, so let me quickly show something before I proceed. So we have a view of what we're talking about. So with me here, I have a prototype. I don't know if you can see my screen properly. So I have a prototype here before I show you the live application. So these are prototype. These are homepage. Take control of your finances. Manage categories, achieve. Um, So we talk about who we are to enable our users know what we do and what makes us the best to use. We talk about our unique features, our user friendliness, our user experience, our goal settings, project creation, subscription feature, and the security measures we put in place to ensure that our users' data are secured and avoid any form of data breach. We also talk about how it works. You sign up, you track your expenses, you have real-time data to monitor your progress, and you stay on budget, making sure that you don't exceed your budget. You know, so common questions were answered on our footer. And if you go to the about us, we just talk briefly about us, our vision and our mission, like I said earlier. And so if I log in, so this is a login page. We can log in. So you can log in with your full name, your email, and your password. And then when you log in, it takes you to the dashboard. Initially, this is what you see in the dashboard in an empty state when the user just sign up. And as the user goes forward, uh, you can see more details in the dashboard. So for our budget, you have a predefined category. Our predefined category is daily. So what this do, our daily folders manage. Okay, I have a budget for um um, 200,000 naira to be able to manage all of my house expenses. You can create a folder, put the folder name, the total income you are expecting for that budget, the income category you want to put it at the month. So autofill you create, and then you see this view. What this view does, you see your expenses that you have manually imputed. So your gadgets, the date, the phone, the discussion, the amount. To add an expenses to a category, you click on add expense, you choose the category you want to put it. So a category is like a group of expenses, and the budget to be able to limit users from exceeding a budgeted amount. So you can add the amount, the discussion for the expense, and the date. All of these are done manually by the users based on our research and the security concerns from our users. And then you can view, you can search for an expense, you can create folders. That's how that works. We also have subscription. So let's say, for example, now I buy an MTN data of about 50 gig, and then I want to be able to actually see how long that 50 gig works and how much I'm spending on data. So I could add my subscription plan, the duration I want to be doing it monthly, the start date, the amount. I can add it, and it comes to this place. So I can see when I add, I can see the list of my subscriptions. The MTN data, you know the subscription plan or the name, any name you choose to give it, the duration, monthly, weekly, or daily. And you can also search, you can edit the amount. Let's say, for example, you were on a free, like free tier plan where we're paying a lesser amount, and then you upgraded to a premium plan, so the price is changed. You can edit the price, being able to keep track of your subscriptions. We have our expense records. This expense record is like an overview of your whole expenses without any category. You can view with the date limit. You can see your total income. You can see how much you have as an income, how much you are spending. If you are going above your budget, this shows up your total savings, how much you have been able to save. If I create a budget of 200,000 for feeding, and I've been able to just spend only 100,000, all of that add up to your savings. So you can see your income details and your remaining balance after every expenses. You can see all your expense category details, and you can track expenditure. You can see, you can track expenditure, the category. Okay, I want to see the expenses I've done on food. You can click on it, then you see, okay, October, I made social expenses on food. November, this is what I did. You can view daily, you can view weekly, you can also search, you can view subscriptions, you can also search for subscriptions. So that's how the general overview of our working uh, prototype. Then for our front end implementation, so this is our actual live application, budgetify team favor.netify.app. So this is a live application, and we weren't able to complete much everything, but most of it were completed. This is our about us page, and then we have our login, our sign up. So let me go back to login. I think is document and what's the password? QWERTY 1 2 3 6. So remember password and login. Let me log in. Okay, I guess it's my network that's delaying that. Um, okay, I'm coming though. I wouldn't want to waste time. Mm, okay, I don't know why is that it's taking time. Oh, it looks like it worked. Sorry, let me try again. Man, QWERTY 1 2 3 4 5 6. Oh, huh? QWERTY 1 2 3 4 5 6, and oh, password actually. And, man. Okay, I find out. I think is my network that's taking the time. Let me just quickly sign up. Favor and then favors and okay, favor 91 gmail.com. Password is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Then sign up. Okay. That means I think the API is down. Let me quickly run through the backend. Why I think that so don't take much of our time. So this is our API documentation and everything that's being worked on. We have a create new subscription. You know, to is a post request where you put your the subscription name. We have the registration, the username, the full name, the password, and we have our login, the username and the password. We have our logout. This is to destroy a JWT token. So when the JWT token expire, you have an endpoint to call for the refresh token. The forgot password, you put in an email, the reset password, and verification email, verify email. All of that are working. Let me quickly run through Postman, just to show you. So we actually did the Postman. So if I log in and using these credentials, okay, so verified user, I have a 200 status here through username, full name, Akin. And if I register, let me see, I'm registering with this name. Okay, can't create new. I think this name I've already used for an account. Just quickly put to make it work. Okay, so now this is user registered successfully. I have a 200 uh subscription, subscription by ID, and all of that. So our APIs are fully functional. I think there's a problem in the front end. So let me quickly rush through the slide before the backend guy comes and talk about their personal implementation on Couchbase. So the result of all the screen which I've shown you in the prototype. So the next steps we plan on taking is the further development of the product, the testing, and the refinement. And what are the possible improvements aside our unique features of subscription and budget tracking, the category, the adding of expenses, the track expenditure. We intend to put personalized financial goals. This is to help our users know that okay, you have been spending much on food. With our data analytics tool, we can able to help users streamline their goals and expense prediction with AI. If a user spends much, we plan on integrating an AI model to scrape data from the user and monitor how their
Hello,
expenses work.
Favor.
Yeah,
I am so sorry to have to cut you short. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can.
Okay, I'm so sorry to have to interfere, but please let us switch to the link on the chat. I'm so sorry for the back and forth today. There is a link in the chat box. So we have to join that because this meeting ends in 15 minutes. That is, this current link ends in 15 minutes, but we've been able to adjust that with a new link. So sorry, everyone, that we've not
Okay,
had
so I
a
can
smooth
I can
start.
continue in the new link.
Yes, you can continue in the new link. But please, everybody, check the messages, that is the chat. You would see a new link which I have shared. There is a new link, just click on it so that we'll see you on the other side. Okay, for those of us that are still here, please let us click the link. Please click the new link and join us on the other side. I still have a couple of people that have not left. Once again, please check the chats and click the new link there. For those of us that have not left, please check the chats, click the link there, and see you on the other side. Please continue.
Okay, thank you. Let me quickly continue from where I stopped. hmm Okay, a minute. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
Okay. Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I was on the Swagger API documentation, and I showed you a list of our API that are working. So uh, I was talking about the possible improvement we can bring to application. So we plan on prediction of expenses with AI. We plan on integrating AI models to predict expenses from users, knowing that okay, they have spent so and so on MTN data, looks like they'll spend. So it helps them tell them that okay, you are going to spend on MTN data. Why not consider going for a lower plan so you can have more on food? All of that would help our users and a better user experience. So expense sharing and splitting, we intend to put like an uh add friends. So if I have a family and then I can everyone can create their account and this is in the family post and so we can share the expenses. So it's using one person taking all the expenses and dipping into the family post. And then originally we had security concerns that users and integrating with financial institutions and payment system, but when we have been able to build brand awareness and brand value within our users, then we can assure them that their data is safe with us. That made us that's why we went with manually at first. And expense suggestions work the same with the AI. And so we plan on financial education resources on our website. We from our research we noticed that our users don't just want to come there and then just track their expenses and go. They want something that will keep them glued. They want resources, videos, blog that will help them stay glued to our website. um how you can manage money. So giving them this daily tip newsletters can help them put our brand in mind and building our brand value among our market competitors. Um, we plan on expense receipt scanning with OCR to validate the authenticity a of a of a receipt. We plan on using OCR where a receipt can be scanned and then the price, the description of everything can be picked up, with our model, helping our users have a better experience. So yeah, third party integrations with the likes of payment system like Paystack, Flutterwave, Stripe. All of this help you that okay, if you have a Paystack account and you make a payment, it automatically records that for you. We plan on blockchain and cryptocurrency integration on the later, based on the um the rules and regulation considering the cryptocurrency world, and customizable reports. So currently we have a notification system which is not very functional because of the time limit, but we plan on improving that, giving our users the options to choose daily, weekly and monthly reports, and they get feedback on uh, on how they manage their expenses. Okay. And finally, let me run through the conclusion. So my one of the backend devs on my team can quickly show us through the code of our card-based implementation. So our expense tracker app represents an innovative and user-centric solution to a widespread problem. It manages finance, staying within the budget. That's why we have these budget categories, and we focus on user experience, leading to our initial user research before taking any action. And yeah, so we make sure we are always putting the user in mind. And we have designed a tool not only to help users track their expenses, but also equip them with actionable insights to make informed financial decisions. So if a user is using an application, they don't just make decision out of the blue. They say, okay, because of this, I can see this and this and that. So I know why I'm making this financial decision and how it will help me. So our MVP demonstrates a strong commitment to user privacy. That is why we have the manual implementation and security while delivering a comprehensive package for budget management. So we address all the criteria and all the judging criteria, and we have not only exceeded expectations in terms of functionality, but we are improving on that. And we plan on more usability and innovation, giving more time. Like for us as a team, we have decided to carry on with the project and at least launching on product hunt and other application, actually getting our web application to a progressive web application where a user can install it and then actually launch it. So we are not only building for the hackathon, we have a drive to actually get this product published and to the actual users. So we have a deadline before the end of November to actually ship our product. Quickly wind down. Thank you for listening to me. I'll give my backend developer a few minutes so he can quickly explain our card base implementation. Williams, can you come up, please?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
All right, thank you much, Williams. Stop sharing my screen so you could walk the judge how we implemented Couchbase and the benefits we love about it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Good day, guys. I'll share my entire screen so you can see what we did with Couchbase. Yeah, okay. So we made use of Couchbase a cappella. Okay. So we made use of Couchbase a cappella for our database on the cloud. And you can see some of our documents that are being stored here in the admin collection. Yeah, so for connecting to it, we made use of the Node.js SDK, which you can see here from my code implementations. Our environment variables store our secrets, that's username, password, the cluster, the bucket, and some other important information. Yeah, so this is the function which is reused all over the app for connecting to Couchbase and querying the database. So I made use of the cluster, the bucket, the scope, and the collection, which I used here in our authentication for making the queries. Then an important thing here was for pagination was using the N1 SQL query, which I initially had issues with and have to check the documentation for it. So what I did was I had to ask on the Discord, but really couldn't really get any help based on that. So I had to go through some other documentation and check the GitHub, and I was eventually able to find it, and I was able to query the database using this select query, which actually works now. Yeah, so that's just basically the implementation using Couchbase, and it was an exciting experience learning how to use a new database, and I'm hoping to continue with this and even contribute to improving the way Couchbase works. Thank you. Yeah, that's it from me.
All right, thank you, Williams. I believe Team Favors, we have been able, to help you understand our product and why we believe that we're going to improve on the existing solutions in the market and why we are the best expense tracker and budget management application. So thank you very much. And that's all from Team Favors.
Thank you so much, Team Favors, for that detailed presentation. I truly appreciate your thoughts process, and it shows that you've done a bit of work in your projects within the limited time you have. Just a quick question: if you had more time, what is that 1, 2, 3 things that you would have been able to achieve?
If we had more time, one of our key features we'll focus on is our subscription and the expense tracker, like the track expenditure, how users can categorize their expenses. So because of the time limitation, we weren't able to implement the functionalities, but the APIs are ready and everything. So if we had more time, we would have completed that perfectly well.
Okay. Thank you so much, Team Favors, for letting us know. I don't know if any of our judges have anything to add. Mr. Andrew, I can see it there. Lauren, I can see it there. Precious, and are they doing Samuel? Okay, Lauren just said it's all good. Thank you. No comments from Lauren. Mr. Andrew, I don't know if you have any comments or questions for the team. Okay.
For me, it's good. Actually, looking at their thought process and the kind of product they are trying to put out there. But I think for me, the first thing is when you're working on an application, you assume that the person that is going to use your application doesn't know anything about programming. So you should make sure that your interface That's the that's the most important thing when you're building an application, because that is where, if I were to be someone who is not into programming, I'm going to judge you with that. If I'm not able to have a little interaction with your application, then I think that is where there is a breakpoint there. Then also, I went through your GitHub repo. Also, another thing which I noticed is there is no README file there for me to really understand what your project is about and all that. So those two things for me, I think they are supposed to be in order to help me judge you on your documentation, how this particular project works and all that, not you tell me, be able to see the time to listen to you. I should be able to see it there. Interface also, I think, is the number one thing you're supposed to attend to before every other stuff. That is the most visible area. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for the detailed feedback, and we'll be able to correct our mistake as quickly as possible. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Andrew, for that, for the angle you have viewed things
So first of all, we'll get to that. I'll just introduce organic. So organic is an agri-food tech web application. It primarily serves as a platform where farmers can connect with buyers effortlessly to sell their produce. So organic is this platform that can now connect farmers wherever they are, since it's on the internet, to sellers, whether it be distributors, or just normal buyers, right? Or even processors. It connects virtually farmers to all these buyers. Don't really have to stress about, okay, yeah, they may still have to advertise, but it just makes their job a whole lot easy. So the primary goals of organic. So the one problem that I realized that is in this agricultural sector is lack of market access. Now, how do I mean? I mean that buyers, processors, and distributors don't have or frequently have direct access to these farmers, right? So that's why even in Nigeria, take Nigeria as an example. Farmers can be in a very desolate, relating. I'm using that word desolate relatively now, desolate place, while the buyers are in another, like in another different place entirely. So almost it's very rare for the buyers to come in direct contact with the sellers, right, or the farmers. The people that actually come in direct contact are mostly the wholesalers, right? But then organic solves that problem. How? Because now it lets even the retailers, the consumers, to directly access farmers. Now, why is that a good thing, right? It's a good thing because it reduces cost. Um it reduces cost for consumers. It reduces stress for distributors, for wholesalers, for retailers. So now you can find a farmer with the produce you want, just a click of a button, right? You really don't need to do much. Um, Sorry about that. So you can access, or you can you hear me, please? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying is that now distributors, basically buyers, can access farmers virtually. You understand? So that's like the major one of the problems that organic solves. Like, and anyway, so now buyers can now get whatever they want from sellers from the comfort of their home, order, and there will be a shipping. All right. So when reading on my PowerPoint, it says organic therefore serves as a virtual platform of facilitating the connection between farmers and buyers, enabling seamless transactions in the agricultural sector. Right. So another problem it solves is pricing discrepancies. So take for example again in Nigeria, right? It's very easy for the middlemen or the intermediaries to actually, they are the major reason why prices, they are the selling price of, or the cost price in the from the standpoint of a buyer is high, right? Because when there are a lot of middlemen from just our normal like agricultural studies, when there are a lot of middlemen, the final cost of that product increases. But then organic actually takes away this middleman. Now it doesn't necessarily mean that no one cannot be a distributor anymore, right? But then it means that now person want to get my tomatoes, my lettuce, wherever. If I don't want to get it from middlemen, I can get it directly from the farmers, right? So that's one of the problems organic solves. It actually provides or gives consumers an opportunity, buyers an opportunity to connect with the farmers. So saying farmers sometimes get paid less for their crops because buyers don't share fair price information. And that's actually a case in Nigeria because in Nigeria, education is not very, it's not like not everyone is educated. So in most cases these farmers are uneducated, and then what these buyers, because they are educated, it's very easy for them to just take advantage of these farmers. Or even being more specific, farmers can be educated but at the same time not know the information. They may not know how much their produce is worth. So, but the buyer who knows how much is worth can just offer a lower price. But because the farmers don't know exactly, like, they don't know how much whatever their produce is worth, can just, sell it for that lower price. So that's why they can be paid a lot less for what they have. But organic solves this problem by connecting farmers to buyers online, because definitely when a person is on organic, he can see, or he or she can see, the price information. So farmers can literally, before they upload their price, just check how much are other farmers selling their things, right? And it's that easy. So they don't have to get underpaid, right? And they can't even cheat buyers as well, because buyers now have opportunities. That's just the thing about organic. So it saves farmers from that whole pothole of being cheated, right? That can't happen with organic. And then another problem it solves is middlemen and intermediaries. So organic simplifies the buying, as I was explaining earlier, it simplifies the buying process by connecting farmers and buyers directly, cutting out costly middlemen. Right. This makes products more affordable for buyers while ensuring that farmers get fair compensation for their produce. So it's a win-win situation for both parties, creating a more efficient and transparent marketplace, right? So now everything is transparent. There is no cheating anymore. So organic is just like it gets rid of the tendency for there to be cheating, right? So the middlemen can no longer inflate their prices and then make us the masses suffer, right? The masses can just really go to this website, check whatever the cost of whatever they want to get is, and just get an order. It's just that simple, right? They don't have to get cheated. And even the farmers, it's whatever price the farmers put that they will sell it for. So yeah, that's how organic also solves that problem. So basically, are just like three major problems organic solves. The summary: organic solves critical challenges in agriculture, provides farmers with direct market access, promotes pricing transparency for fairer deals, minimizes the involvement of costly middlemen, and diminishes the dominance of big companies. Now, how that plays is when, for example, big companies are always since they have direct access to these farmers, like physically, they have direct access to farmers, so they can always, exploit that opportunity that they have, and then get what the produce from the farmers, turn into product, and then exploit the masses. But with organic now, it gives everyone a level ground, right? So there is no longer a monopoly per se when it comes to our food. I mean, understand that food is actually the is a very basic need of man. So that's why when a product solves a problem that has to do with food, so that's why it becomes crucial, right? So organic also gives everyone a level ground. Basically, it takes away that tendency for there to be cheating or monopoly or ever from big companies. So ultimately, in the past, farmers and streamlines the agricultural supply chain for greater efficiency and fairness. That is just basically the logos of organic. So now going on to the Figma file. Yeah. So just the Figma file that we made. So yeah, here is our Figma file for organic. I'll still show the live or the implementation of this Figma file. So yes, this is Figma file. Because of the time restraint, we actually did most of it, but we've not done all of them. Anyway, so the homepage, this is basically the homepage. So users, the construct is basically that you can log in as a buyer or log in as a seller, right? When you log in as a seller, you need to provide more information as a seller. Like you need to be verified as a seller for you to start selling, basically. And then when you're a seller, you can start uploading products and setting prices and whatnot. But as a buyer, all you need to do as a buyer, you need to sign up so that you can buy stuff, basically. So a an arbitrary buyer, all he needs to do is just to come here, go to sign in or log in, and then it takes him to the login page. I'm looking for the implementation of that login page. If I don't find it here, I would show you on the live, because it actually works on the live, on our implementation. Anyway, so basically the homepage, try to make it as simple as possible. There are some products here that you can access, like just like when you just get to the website, you can already start seeing products. So it's very easy. The purchasing process is very simple. Click on a product, it takes you to checkout page. I'll actually show you. So basically we use Paystack. Obviously it's not actually charging anything, you get, but like I'll just show you how it would be if it were to be charging, if we're actually dealing with, because right now obviously we cannot practically implement this now because we don't have farmers, right? We don't have buyers. Sorry, we don't have sellers. So because we don't have sellers, there is nothing to sell. You understand? So for organic to kick off, definitely we have to do the job of getting in contact with farmers, advertising this application to farmers, and then it's when they start logging in that we can actually start practically implementing this problem solving application. But anyway, in meantime, we actually just give this subscribe to newsletter stuff. Anyway, so going to the page itself, this just confirm we can see my screen. Can we see my screen, please?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so going to log in. I actually just sign up. Okay, so it's telling me to log in. So because I actually already have an account, so I'll walk us through the process of signing up. So every time, just put in your full name, put in whatever email, just say a@gmail.com, put in an arbitrary password, and sign up. Right? Okay. Restrictions. Oh, all right. Just put in something. Yeah. And sign up, then we direct you to the home page and don't save. So we put this loader just so that the user doesn't have to see the whole rendering of the images stuff. That's why the loader is there. Anyway, so then you can actually explore the stuffs. You can see the categories. Obviously, as I'm saying, these things all they have is dummy data right now because we don't have anything to sell now. But they can right now they just implemented the rating feature. The rating feature obviously is not practical, and the reason is, as I said before, we do not have farmers yet. But today we have, or when you buy a product, that feature will implement them. But basically, we just showed how it would be to rate. Basically, you just click on it and then you begin to rate. It's just that simple. But then it will have a restriction. Not everyone will be able to rate. It's only be people who have bought that certain product, so that no one just come and just start giving everyone all the products bad reviews for whatever reason. But anyway, when you click on the product, then it takes you to the single product, this dummy data. Then you click on add to cart. It's added it to cart. Then when you can now go to the cart, when you go to your cart, proceed to checkout. So then we just use dummy data and dummy Paystack. We created a Paystack link. So and Paystack is very secure. So that's why we have the secure payments covered up. So I need to just place an order. Then it takes you to the Paystack link basically, and then you fill in your whatever. But then the reason why we did this is because it's an MVP. When we actually start getting farmers and buyers, definitely we're going to start using the Paystack API and not just a custom page that they use. So we just use this custom page just for an example, Because now you see, I use a fixed amount of 100 naira just to test if anyone wants to test. Put their first name, their email, their phone number, pay now, and it will actually work. Will be paid, but you shouldn't do that because you're not paying for anything. You're not going to get anything. So basically, that is organic. The whole point of organic is it's an agri-food tech application that is going to, or that solves problems in this agricultural sector. It, in a nutshell, provides or helps farmers have help farmers sell their products easily. It connects farmers to buyers, right? It connects them to buyers seamlessly, so they don't have to go through all the hassle of whatever advertising, and buyers too don't have to suffer the whole loss of being cheated and whatnot. So yeah, thank you so much.
Adekoke, I could not hear you at some point anymore, so I'm not sure when you rounded up the meeting, but I am sure that others could hear you. Are you still on the call?
Yeah, I'm still on the call.
Okay, are
I
you
don't.
done with your presentation?
Yeah, I am. I really hope others heard me.
Sorry?
Said I hope others heard me.
Okay, I guess they did because I was trying to plug in my earphone before and then I couldn't hear you. Okay, Lauren just confirmed that he did, and I do not know if any member of the jury team have any questions for you and your team, of course. Okay, Mr. Andrew has something to say. Okay, Lauren confirmed all clear. Okay, Mr. Andrew, please you can unmute yourself.
Okay. Sorry, please. What's the name again of the platform
Your
acquisition?
name is Organic.
Organic. I think actually when it comes to agriculture, I have some experience there. I've actually been to the farm before, so I know when you talk about the farmers and the middlemen and the buyers. So I have had individual experience. Now, the first question I want to ask you is, do you know about ginger?
No, I do not.
Okay, okay. There is this app on Play Store you can check. It's also an agro tech app also that is into connecting buyers and sellers. So I wanted to find out what is the difference between your application and Ginger. So it also does similar stuff, connects buyers and sellers. So I don't know if maybe you did your research before embarking on this particular project to see if maybe there are other projects like this. Because if there are other projects like this, you look at how can I do better than what they are doing actually. Because when you talk about connecting buyers and sellers, trying to see how you can be able to limit the middleman from taking the lion's share. I think there are apps there that also does the same thing. So I wanted to find out what are you doing differently that other applications like Ginger are not doing. Because if you're not doing anything differently, then I think they are already on board. That means there is no way you can be able to secure a market. So that's the first aspect. Now, the other aspect is, now, like I said, I talked about Ginger. The other one is now there are other applications out there also. If you can just try and do your research. Now, if you notice, those applications out there, they are not being used by farmers. Not because they are not good, not because they are not good, because of that illiteracy, because of the problem of illiteracy. Now you find out that most of the farmers, what they use is they don't do when it comes to application, they don't do stuff on they don't do things like that. They don't go into that. What they just do is they just make call with their phone. Now, what are you going to do to make sure that your app is not building an application, it's making sure that the application is being used? Now, how are you going to make sure that these particular people that you're introducing this particular product to, they make use of it? Like I said, it's not about building the application, it's about seeing that you can have an application up there, and people are not using it. Then it's a waste of idea, waste of time, and all that. So how are you going to make sure that, okay, by the time I'm done building this application, now I'll make sure that these people, they are able to use it? How are you going to do that? Is it that because most of the farmers we have, they have that issue of illiteracy. So how will you tackle that particular problem? Will you educate them about your app? Are you going to be teaching them how to use it? Or will you have maybe somebody that is being assigned to them to help them do this transaction and all that, or so, whatever? So I just want to, these are the few questions I have for you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, the difference between organic and so you used to have okay. Because first of all, the difference between organic and you said certain applications are like is because we plan to also implement AI recommendations, right? Based on how whatever you've been getting so frequently, then if you get recommended, these products will get recommended to you more often. And also, we also plan to implement this feature of this blockchain feature, basically that you'll be able to pay with crypto. So no, the thing is, in as much as there are other competitors out there, right? I believe doing more research would make us stand out from all these things, because I believe that the market is wide, like the market is quite wide. So what anyway, and then I'm answering your second question. The thing is, there is going to be like a body. We're going to work with a group of farmers, and not just farmers individually, because individual farmers would kind of make it difficult in the sense that you have if we are going to have to be going to every single farmer, do you understand, to get them explain this whole organic to them and all those things. But then instead of that, we can just partner with a body, like a body of farmers, all right, and then have them work with organic. So by that thing is solving their problems. And so by when we begin to work with 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 group of farmer organizations, then we're already building a market. So yeah, that's the answer to those questions.
Okay, which also you're going to organize training, right? To train them on how to use your product. Okay, this is how it works and all that. Because the farmers, they are only, like I said, I work with them. So what they do is they can even give you the phone and tell you, help me dial so person's number when they want to reach somebody. So these people, they don't have idea on how to operate application and all that, how to use application. So you have to be able to enlighten them. If also it means maybe having organic, okay, I won't go into that. I was looking at maybe having a tab, like the U-lesson tab, having like a tab where you have your this thing and all that is just for that particular purpose. They don't have any other thing there. They just click and click and click and all that. Do this, do this, do this. You connect with the farmers, you put your product and all that. So thank you very much. I appreciate you.
No problem. These features, as you said, can always be implemented. I believe because this is an MVP, so time restraint and all those things cannot make us do this. But definitely, due to them being illiterate or whatever, if the app is not intuitive enough, definitely we can always explain it to them, train them, or have an admin basically. Because if we're working with a group of farmers, right, definitely there's going to be a person in charge of the whole group, right? And then so if that person they can just produce or submit their produce to him, whatever they want to sell, and definitely that person has to be literate, and then he just is the one that now works on the organic, like all works with the app. So, but if that solution doesn't appeal to some of them, we train them individually. That's not a problem. But that one is for the
Thank
future.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You answered my question. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Miss Mona Lisa, your hand has been raised. Please, you have the stage to make your comments or your review.
Okay, so Mofope, so I really love your application. And I say this with all honesty. Whenever I
Thank you so
see
much.
whenever I see products around agri-tech, I get excited. However, I've led a lot of product launches from ground up, and some of them cut across agri products. And one challenge, especially from the B2B side, where you have the farmer, stands out. And you may not understand these at this moment, but it gets critical as you begin to progress with product implementation and trying to onboard users. That's when it gets really glaring. I know this is an MVP, but of course, we still would love to bring your attention to some of the realities out there, which you will still stumble on as you proceed. Some of them, just as the other jury mentioned to you that these are that you cannot even begin to penetrate the depth of illiteracy in the agri-tech sector. It's one of the most illiterate. So you have to come down to their level. Some of them do not speak English. Some of them do not use phones, like they do not use smartphones. They don't understand what you're talking about. What the Farmers Association, I've tried to launch a product in this category, and what they can do for you, what they usually would do for you is to help you cross the trust bridge, right? They sell you to their community, to their Farmers Association, that this is a credible organization. The rest of the work is completely on you. And if there is anything else they can do for you is to give you access to their data. That's even where they go that extra mile for you to give you access to their data. Otherwise, they simply present you to their community, their association, and say, this person, this organization is reasonable. They've come to us, they've spoken to us. As to how you're going to navigate your user education, it is your priority. As to how you're going to make a continuous business relationship with these farmers, individual, as scary as that sounds, you're going to be the one to establish it. Some of them do not do beyond calls on their phone. They call their off-takers on their phone and they come pick up the product and all of those things, which is why those guys take advantage of these people. They know more than you know. Those middlemen, you should make them your friend. They know more than you know in this business because they know exactly what the challenges are that they're exploiting. So do not rule off those middlemen completely. Think of how you can leverage those middlemen because those middlemen are freer than you are. So if there is anywhere in the value chain that you can plug in those middlemen but compensate them well, or I don't know, I don't have the clear picture here. But what I'm saying is that for these products to end up on this app, you are going to be needing middlemen, whether you choose to discard the ones that are existing, the ones that are exploiting, and get your own, which would serve as the people helping them get their product timely on the platform, which of course has to be maybe NYC undergraduate people in the community who already have some exposure to tech tools. You will definitely be needing middlemen. If you're waiting for the farmers to conclude their yearly farming rounds and still upload it here, that might be the beginning of challenges for the business. The B2C side, where the customers are buying on the app, is always easier to handle than the B2B end, where you're dealing with highly illiterate customers who do not understand even English up to 50%. You may have to translate to the local languages and all of those delicate situations out there.
All right. Thank you for your suggestion.
Thank you so much, Mona Lisa, for that detailed explanation. So, Mufok, I hope I am not murdering your name. I hope that your team is going to put that into consideration, because when it comes to farming, like Mona Lisa and Andrew already stated, agriculture is a very, very versatile sector. And again, there are a lot of challenges when you think about incorporating agriculture into technology. We already have organizations that are trying to incorporate agriculture and the Web3, because times are evolving. There are a lot of changes going on, but still, when you want to eliminate the middleman, you have to like think again, like Mona Lisa has rightly said. There are better ways that you can utilize the middlemen. You can actually make everything more effective. And one thing I noted was that you mentioned that these people you're trying to reach, your target audience, which is the farmers, you mentioned that they are illiterate. It's an illiterate group. And when you are dealing with an illiterate group, if you decide, okay, I want to discard the middlemen, you have to put a whole lot of thought process into how you will educate them. And at the end of the day, you realize that you go from building the technology into educating people, and that would require a lot of like resources on your own end, because you have to hire people who would educate these farmers on what to do. So I think your application still needs a whole lot of work that needs to be done, a whole lot of research that needs to be done on your project. Precious, I do not know if you have, Precious Okoro, I do not know if you have any other comments before we move on to the final presentation pitch.
So I think everybody literally bordered on what I wanted to talk about, because when it comes to agri-tech, scalability is very important. And there are challenges to these things. You can't do this if the people that you're working with do not understand, the importance of what you're trying to do, basically. But overall, I'm going to say that I like your choice of colors for your demo. I like the user experience so far. I think it's amazing. It's beautiful for a short time work. It is beautiful because UX is one thing that I'm very, very interested in, very, very particular about when it comes to projects like that, especially when they get slammed on my table every week that I have to work on. So yes, I think that's good. And if you can put this into perspective, I think organic is well onto something. So well done, guys.
Thank you so much. So, Team Tech Space, you already heard Precious. She believes in your project. She believes in what you have done so far. So, I believe you and your team, you're going to go back with all of the feedback we've given you today. You're going back to your drawing table. You're going back to your drawing board. And we want to see more of organic. And by the way, it's such a beautiful name. It stands out, it's unique, and all the best. Thank you for this presentation. So now we are going to dive right into Team 10X. So Team 10X, you have the stage. Show us your products, your pitch, and we want to see what you've been able to achieve.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bart Lazarus, representing Team 10X. Please, can you all see my screen?
Not yet, we cannot see your screen, but we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, let me share it again. Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brad Lazarus, representing Team 10X, and we are going to be presenting. We worked on an application called expansive, which helps you take charge of your finances and watch your savings grow. Firstly, I will start off by using the problem statement, using a scenario Amina is a 100 level student in the University of Futo. Now, Amina has several bills to pay, including her school items, feeding, rent, and she has several things to pay for, and also school books and school fees. And Amina is training herself. Apart from the fact that she's training herself, she's she's also working, earning from menial pays. So Amina saves 100 naira every day so she can cover up these expenses. But what is the assurance by the end of or the deadline of this expenses she can be able to meet up? There is no assurance. Even the timeline at which she starts making the savings to the timeline at which supposed to pay for these expenses or products or what she's saving for feeding, either feeding rent or various school items, she's not able to make up the amount or she's not able to meet up a specific need. Now, this problem is not just for Amina. There are several students you see out there. There are several people. They have different things that they are paying for. There are various people out there that have different things they are saving for. Yes, they are saving in different applications, different budgeting platforms. We consider there are different budgeting platforms out there in the market. But the thing is that now you set your timeline, you set your savings 100 naira per day. What assurance that you're going to be consistent, that you're going to be putting that money 100 naira every day, and what assurance that you're going to meet up with that expenses? This is where expenditure comes in. Now, what is expenditure? Expenditure is a personal expense tracking app designed to help users track and manage their finances with ease. It is coined with the word expense and tracker. This app allows you, the users, to record your expenses, income, set budgets, and track progress over time. One of the best part of about this project is that it's user friendly. It has a user friendly interface with exceptional features. Now, our solution, what does our app Our app does budget setting. It helps the user to create it's a simple budget tool that helps user to set budget based on categories like rent, groceries. User can roll over or spend funds from one budget period to the next. Now, number thing about now one special thing about our application is that you can now categorize your expenses that you're saving for and start saving for each of them. Maybe our app allows you to share your funds between each of them. Let me say if I'm saving 100 naira, 30% goes to this, 20% goes to this, on what depending on the need at that particular time and the deadline. Now it helps you to track your expenditure. Now, one thing about our application is that you can either track your expenses manually by manually inputting them or automatically. Now, our application helps to link third-party payment gateway. Let me say my official payment gateway payments application where I'm using on my phone or payments account I'm using on my phone is OPay and GTB Bank, which is what I use. I can add this payment gateway to our application. When it's added to your application, any payments made on this application and made on OPay and make with OPay is automatically recorded on our app. Then we can go when we log into our app, we can now it's already recorded. Now, what does our solution also do? It helps. It's a savings account. It also helps to you can save with expenditure. You can save with expenditure. You can save with expenditure. You can save money and track your progress towards your financial goals. Your progress are tracked because now one important thing about our application because of I noticed that different application goes with in-app notification. In-app notification is nice, or emails is nice, and which we plan to implement in our V2. But one thing about this is that some users actually see it as spamming because there's a way you actually see 4 or 5 notifications on your screen at a time. But we also considering the fact that some users like their notification exactly that time. So you can now set your notification. Either you get it on a daily basis. By the end of the day, you should send to your email or in-app notification. For our V1 version, we use a web version, which I'll be telling you why we use the web version. For that version, it's going to be sent as an email. This statistic report on your goal progress and the rest to your email direct. Now, what test tag do we use? We made for the front end of the application, we made use of React. I'll first of all start by why we what we are building. For our version 1, we went for a web application. Why we chose the web application is because of its accessibility. Now, we would have gone for, yeah, normal application, mobile app is the best, is no, it's optional. But now we consider that we have different budget applications, budget apps in the market, budget applications in the market, which are already in use. Now we also spending money on building a mobile application and putting it out there. What the longer time at which you cover them, we make more losses before we start making gain. So we went for a web application which is easily accessible. Then when we have gotten our target audience, we have gotten a large section of the crowd which we wanted according to plan. Then we switched to our version 2, which are both will now have both a web version and a mobile version of our application. We use Couchbase Capella for for user management and also for authentication as our official database. We use Express and Node.js for our backend server to easily integrate various database and for high performance. Now, our unique selling point of our application, we noticed what we during our research phase, we observed that we have different budget apps, budget application, expense trackers out there. You have PDVest, you have different applications. So, what are the unique features that know, we know, and we are sure of that it's going to make people or our target audience want to use our application? First, one of the unique feature we went for is now our application helps you generate a more tailored and personalized service that caters to specific needs and preferences of our users. Now, and when you log into our application, you are first thing one of the things you will see is actually a profile filling profile page. When you fill in these profiles and about how much you're earning, we didn't say earning, we use monthly income because as our target audience, you may be earning some specific amount by the end of the month, maybe from little come up shabby or anything that I'll call it how students call it. I use sorry for my slang. Then you gather the money and we can with all this and also the budget categories that have been categorized for you. We can now our app, one thing our app does that other budget applications do not do is we help you create a personalized budget plan, which you don't have to stress. We can say based on our report, we found out that out of every 10 students you see on the road, out of every 10 users, only 2 are into savings, only 2 has a good savings plan for themselves, which if you are covering, we've lost over 8% for our users. Let me say our customers, we've lost 8%. We only gotten 2. Now, with that many 8, we can be able to onboard them based on our user now does the work for you. Our application now does the work for you. What does it do for you? It prepares that budget for you. You now get to this based on the information you provided to you. You've categorized all your expenses that you're going to make, your income and the rest. Then it creates that budget for you. Now, we also have a unique selling point which is not yet implemented, but it's also a future plan that will be implemented to make our app standard, is the savings assistant. Now, our app will now leverage on AI technologies to provide a smarter savings insight recommendation based on our customers' financial goals and habits. Now, one thing this our application will do, after taking in your data, let me say a period of 1 week, it's taking in your data and how you save, the savings method you implemented, how you're able to meet up a goal. And it will be able to, with that data it has collected, it will be able to suggest and recommend better savings means or better savings in the areas of which that you can be able to create a more accurate savings plan that will meet up your goals and actually keep some leftovers money for you. Now, it's going to be an inner chat application where you can ask some questions and get some instant report. Now, statistics report. With this feature, you can get a weekly, just as I explained earlier, you get a weekly or monthly breakdown of your spending. It will a weekly, depending on what you choose, a monthly breakdown of your spending, your different categories, your groceries, your transportation and utilities. Because I earlier mentioned that when you make payments from your app, your third-party application, main payments that you've added to our application, it will be recorded. Then you actually write what you spent on. Now, out of all those spends you've been making, our application will now let you know how better you can reduce your spending, or it should provide a strategic report or your spending rates and your plan towards achieving your goal, if it's going well for you, positive or going negative. Now, that's really what our unique selling point. Our app, we mainly focus on a seamless user experience where the user will just have to go straight to the point, because we consider that some of our market team may be illiterate, some may be finding it difficult to actually use an application. So for authentication, we made use of Google Auth. So the only thing user has to do is to open, when you open the application, it gets started. You just sign in with Google automatically. When you sign in with your Google email, you're prompted to fill in your details. You fill in your details that we use to generate this plan for you. Then you pop up to your dashboard where you have your savings and the rest, which you will end up seeing in our presentation. Now, market strategy. We understand Experiential understand that we are not the only budgeting platform, as I earlier said, out there. So we tailored our target market to people, because I don't call it target. Let me rephrase my statement. As I target market, what we call it is market entry, like our entrance into the market, our entry into the market, because knowing fully well that our competitors, we consider our competitors and they already hold a segment of the market. So what are we assuring our investors? We are assuring our investors that we have a specific target market that we are focusing on, which we are sure with our market strategy, we are going to get a viable number of them to make instant, within a yearly period, we'll start making revenue for our client, our investors. Now, expenditure is targeted at students, small scale businesses, entrepreneurs, parents, retirees, and anyone who sets budgets and keep track of their expenses. Now, basically, for now, for our entry phase into the market, we are going to be focused on students. Why we are focused on students? Because we notice that no other budgeting platform, they are focused on different users, but our target users for our entry into the market will be students, because now they can be easily persuaded, because they are the ones that really need the spending app, because of their different category of spending that they have with their little or minimal salary in income per month. Now, our target is our market strategy. What our market strategy? How do we plan to enter the market? Because we notice that other platforms are there and other savings platforms are there. So we are going to make use of student ambassadors, like we onboard student ambassadors that will help us introduce this platform to the students and take them through the platform and give them reasons why they should use this platform. We'll leverage on SEO by creating informative, engaging newsletters, article, blog posts, content across various social media platform of our application. Put it out there. One thing about marketing strategy is that you cannot sell an application if it's not out there in the market. So we using all this medium, we actually want to put our application out there in the market with all these engaging letters, articles, blog posts, so that you come across it, all those little things that students go through every time. Let me say, what we use in our school is basically what has the most students interaction is actually WhatsApp status, all these WhatsApp status vendors. We get our application in there, getting our application in there, over 1,000, I would say the least you see for a good WhatsApp status is over 1,000 students. 1,000 in a school or in a particular school, 1,000 students going through viewing that status in a day. We have what we call in our school CCP media, which is actually working very fine. Now, we offer discounts, welcome bonus to new users. We make use of paid advertising platform like Google, Twitter, Facebook to put our application out there. We implement a referral program and reward users for inviting their friends. Then one other on Nigeria, we just focused on Nigeria mainly. In Nigeria, there are over 219 accredited higher institutions in Nigeria, which is research from Being and Legit News. And in this 219 accredited higher institution, we have 215 million, 2.5 million students in this Nigerian university. There are over 2.5 million students in this university. So you can see that the market is actually large and profitable if we can be able to penetrate and hold gaps of the students market very well. Expenditure is a large and growing market opportunity in Nigeria higher institution segment, which consists of over 2.5 million potential customers, because they are our potential customers, with an annual spending of over 1 billion naira, based on the report we gathered from Bing and Legit. Expenditure can capture a significant market share by offering a unique value proposition that addresses the customers' need, the pain points in managing their finances, such as lack of budgeting skills. Just as I mentioned earlier, we help our app now does the budget plan for you. Lack of budgeting skills, financial literacy, and access to savings and investment products. So this is what our app does for you. We make your work personalized because we consider that most of our users that might be lost if you don't do this are not conversant with creating a budget. Now, our competitive advantage over our other competitors in the market based on our research we gathered. Expenditure has a strong competitive advantage over existing budget apps. Our solutions means Piggyverse Wallet by providing a more tailored and personalized service that caters for specific needs and preferences of the Nigerian higher institution students. Expenditure also leverages on artificial intelligence and machine learning to provide a smart insights recommendation based on customer financial goals and habits. Expenditure also integrates various payment platforms and financial service providers to offer a seamless and convenient user experience. So earlier mentioned, these are our unique selling points, which we came again and told you why we have a competitive advantage over our other competitors in the market. So these are our unique selling points and our target audience. Holding gaps of students mainly, which we are sure of. So our business model, how do we plan to make money from this application for our investors? Because our investors are not investing not to get back their investment. So Expenditure is a scalable and profitable business model that generates revenue from multiple sources, such as subscription based on when we release our version 1 demo, when we've gotten a certain amount of users on our application, then we start implementing paid subscription for a particular service which our users may want to use. Now, paid referral fees, advertising to advertise, you also get money. Expenditure has a low customer acquisition cost and a high customer retention rate, resulting in positive customer lifetime value. So once we know that other platforms are there already, they have already gotten the trust of the customer. So while we are entering with a low customer acquisition cost, that is a low cost at which customers can gain access to our product, and a higher retention rate based on when they start using our product, purchasing our product on a low price, they get just like they get addicted to the product, and based on we keep them there, we want to keep them in our product and keep them why we are the best option to use. Expenditure has a lean and agile operational structure that minimizes the fixed and variable cost. Financial projection. Expenditure has we are realistic, and we know that most of this projection want to show strong growth potential and profitability. So Expenditure expects to reach over 500 active users and generate over 10 million in revenue by 2025. So from the time of launch, when we launch this product, we expect 500 over active users. If we were to launch this project this year or beginning of next year, we expect over 500 active users and 10 million in revenue generated in 2025. Expenditure also expects to achieve a positive net income and cash flow within a 1 year interval. Between a 1 year interval of launch, which consists including our demo where we are doing a free service, then our listing, we expect to start making returns for our investor. Expenditure has a high return on investment and a short payback period for potential investors. Now, what our investors stand to gain by using our product? Growing demand. What our investors stand to gain by using our products are growing demand. As individuals, we recognize the importance of tracking and controlling our expenses. This demand for project tracking app continues to rise. Based on our research, it continues to rise. By investing in Expenditure, investors have the opportunity to participate in the growth of the app, and users that adopt Expenditure for their financial needs, the user can expand, increasing the app's value and market presence. Revenue generation. For our investors, we plan Expansion has the potential to generate revenue through various channels. Investors can benefit from platform subscription. They can also make use of our module, providing recurring revenue through monthly and annual users. Then subscription. Additionally, premium features or plans can be offered for additional fee, creating a more revenue stream, which I earlier stated, which within time, when we've gotten a particular trust from the customers, we start implementing a price for everything for a particular section that we know we are sure users use more. Based on our during our demo phase, we are going to be doing a data gathering phase where we are gathering what part of our service our users use more to actually know the part where we can implement a payment a price on it and users are sure to pay for it. So that demo period is not just a period to get more customers, but also to collect their data and know what these customers are needing or lacking. Now, scalability with the right investment and execution, expenditure has the potential to scale through. As for our user base growth, adoption increase, investors can witness the platform expansion, massive revenue growth, creating an opportunity for higher return on investment. So our our product expansion has the opportunity to grow, and within time it will create a more higher return of the investment for our investors. Monetization strategy, we plan to monetize the platform, which we have actually said, partnership opportunity and data analysis, which I'll be explaining. The data collected from expenditure can offer valuable insights into customer spending and spending patterns, financial behavior. Investors can now leverage on this data by selling it to research firms, financial institutions, business interested in understanding consumer preferences and optimizing their offerings. Based on the agreement we have with a particular investor and based on the kind of investment he invested in our product, he will be allowed to have access to our data that we've collected from these customers and be able to sell out this data and leverage on selling out this data and make returns for himself. So those are how our investors can actually make money from our platform. Now I'll actually be showing you actually be move to showing you the live demo for our application expenditure. Now we went for a seamless user interface, user interface where our users can actually use our products seamlessly. You can use our product. See, this is our onboarding screen. When I reload, let me reload so you see how it works. So when our users log in this is our first page, you'll see track every expenses. This is our onboarding page. Then track every expense, take your charge of your finances and watch your savings go with expenditure. You log in. Now I mentioned earlier why we implemented Google Authentication. I will just dive more on it, and it's very secure. Now, by this implementation, we are not the one handling user data like password and other sensitive information. Now, Google is the one handling it to give that trust to our customer that your information are safe with us. So, logging into the platform. While it's loading, I would like to introduce you to our team. So we take advantage of the fact that the application is loading. It's fast and accessible. I believe it's because of network. And these are members of my team. We are 10 in number. We have the software developer Bright Lazarus. We have a brand designer Abdul. We have our backend developer. In our team, we have two backend developers mainly because Kaibi Suru Michael is actually functioning. He's a full stack developer and is working. He works with the backend developer to bring this project to life. We have our UX designer, which is Silas. We have our project manager, Akon Waki Akon. We have one of our developers, Elijah and Yusuf. We have our data analyst because he was the one in charge of gathering the data that we need for this presentation and for our application to actually enter the market. John, we also have Emmanuel, which is a mobile app mobile app developer. I talked about our V2 where we are planning on actually create a mobile version for this application. He will be the one leading the team that will actually implement that, and also he also helped out with the backend in development of this particular project. So going back to our application, so why is loading? Why is it loading? Let me just, instead of wasting time, I will actually take you guys through the Figma file, through the process you're meant to see. When it's done loading, I'll check that back. So stop sharing, stop presenting, present the entire screen. Okay, yeah, we are back. We are back. We are back. Okay, we are back. Our application has loaded. So I sign in with my Google email, as simple as that. Sign in with my Google email, as simple as that. Now we have the nav bars. We have, if you can see, these are, I will call it dummy data for the meantime. We made use of dummy data. These are when you make a transaction from, let me say, your third-party payment gateway, or when you manually impute it, it will be recorded here. If you can see, he actually put in a salary entered of 20,000. He actually, a salary left of 16,000, airtime 2,000. So with all this transaction, we can actually gather the data for you and Chachi. Now I'll take you to the budget platform. The budget, this is the budget page where these are, we talked about categorizing our budgets, where we have the school, these are payments for school. So we made a budget of 100k for school, then gasoline 10k, gross fees. Gross fees, you just, we put it as gross fees, but mainly I'll just say it's feeding for a particular timeline, that you, the set timeline by the user. Then for health, I know most of us are not planning to get sick, but these are the, you can choose to remove it at any time. Maybe you don't want to save for health, but we put it there as an important thing that you actually, but you can take it out if you don't plan to use it. We actually, you can now add a new budget based on if what you're saving for it's not there, you can add a new one. Now you have the profile section where you can change passwords, make any setting you would love to make any setting, change matter monthly income. Now we have the card section. We talked about implementing third-party gateway. Now these are how your card will be displayed. You can hide the details, but these are the dummy card for the meantime. This is a dummy card. You can hide these details and hide them, then view them when you want. When you make a transaction, it will actually be recorded. That's where we go back to our listing, recorded for you. Then we have our statistics page. Now, apart from the fact that this thing is going to be sending you daily reports on to your email or in-app notifications, we also provided a statistics page where you can actually see if you're actually meeting your goals of the application, or you are not meeting it at all. If you can see, it will show red, meaning that you are not meeting it at all, at all. Expectations and income, what you're earning and what you're expecting, you're not meeting it at all. So this statistics page is just to show you more of that, if you're meeting your goals or not. So that is a demo of application. In the future, additional features that we are going to add, we've told you about the AI chatbots that we're going to add. For now, we've not put it in the demo based on it's an additional feature, depending on when we get the funds to launch. When we covered a certain amount of the market, we add it. So we also have different features where we can now use our platform. We suggest we have an additional feature where we can now make payments from our platform, where we can save your money for you. Then let me say you transfer money, you don't want to connect you want to put a money in our, put a particular sum of amount in our application, where you from there and be planning your budget or making your budget. That's fine. You can do it that way. That's what we plan to implement in the future. So back to our team page. This is our team. I've introduced our team to you. Thank you. Then if you have any questions, you can now shoot questions. Any questions? I'm open to questions on what you want to get clear. Hello.
Okay, thank you so much for that thoughtful presentation. Um, okay, Andrew has a question, so you can just unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, Mr. Bright, wonderful presentation, beautiful idea. Um, at this stage, I don't know if it's right for me to call what you put together as an idea or an app. Because I went through your repo, I can't find your code. What I'm just seeing there is, I think you were able to show us your UI. You're able to show us your user interface, not your, what's it called? Your, what you use Figma for. Sorry, I don't know why I'm forgetting this thing. So you were able to show us that, which is your mockup and all that. I think you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 people in your group. How come 10 of you are not able to put up at least an interface for us to see? This is an hackathon. It has to do with a project. Yes, you bring up an idea and you work on that particular idea. I think in your team you mentioned you have a is it a data scientist,
A data analyst.
a data analyst who is going to analyze the data. You have a backend guy, right?
Yes.
How many backend guys do you have?
We have one, then the other guy is a full stack dev, which is assisting the backend
Yes, yes.
developer.
Who can also? How many front end do you have?
In front end we have three. In total, we have three front end developers.
Okay, you have three front end developers. Then you also have a what they call it, a UI UX person, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened? Why are we not seeing your code?
Okay. Mm, Basically, our file is shared into a backend and a backend file, and our repo is shared into a backend file and a front end file where the backend file we implemented the authentication method and also the user management gateway, user management system, and also the front end. We build the UI interface. Now, the reason why it's not that structured based on the essence of the first thing they put out of the hackathon is actually to help also beginners, inculcate beginners in your team and work together with newbies in this field. Let me say you start out off. So, and most of this work together to carry them along in this project. Now, what our team mainly did was we had most of for the developers, we had most of name people who were starting their career, they're not even up to 1 year in the career, which the hackathon was aimed to carry them along. So we didn't want to do something very rigid or something very hard out within this timeline of the hackathon. Will not be able to finish in time. So we did something that will be able to carry everyone along and work at the same time, meet up with the deadline of the
Okay.
application.
I don't know if maybe I'm the one that is not seeing. Can you go to you, please? Sorry, please. Can you just share your GitHub page with me? Let me see. Just let me. I just want to see if maybe I'm correct. What I'm
Okay.
seeing.
So we have the client side where we have the front end code, we have
Okay.
the
Let me see
server
the client.
side.
The client side. Just go to the client side. That's just what I want to see.
Okay, client
Okay.
side. Our source file is where we put all our major these
Yeah.
source file for the client file. These are our components we use for our application.
Yeah.
We have our layout because it's a React Vite application. We created a
Let me see your
layout to
component,
actually
please. Go to your components.
MC. Okay. Components, we have our card component, total balance component, field profile, loader, sign up. We have then this one is all the budget page, the component meant for the budget page. We put all the component made for the budget and all the component made for the card page, put it here.
Yeah, I
Then this is our
understand.
sign up.
Okay, fine. Okay, and that's good. That's cool. Sorry, maybe I was going to the wrong repo and all that. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Um,
Thank you for the
no
clear
problem.
answer.
No problem. No problem. Um, Also, if you look at there, I think you were meant to implement, um, do an implementation with the couch-based products. So, which of the couch-based products are you making use of? Because you
We
can't.
use couch.
Which of the products?
Okay, go on, please. We use Couchbase Capella for the database, which we use for the authentication database and user management database. I think
Okay.
our backend engineer, in case you have any question, our backend engineer, Ubina Franklin, will answer more concerning how we made use of Couchbase technology. If you have any question concerning that,
Okay. Okay. Can you bring him? Can you bring him in?
please, Obina, you can speak. Obina, you can mute yourself and speak. Okay, just unmute yourself and speak, please.
Okay. Okay. Good evening. Hello.
Obina, please unmute yourself and speak.
Hello, Tina, can you hear me? Why you are so noisy?
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Okay. I want to know how you were able to implement, use the couch-based products with your back end. How you were able to implement that particular
Hello,
service.
good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Now, for your back end, what did you make use of, and how were you able to apply the couch-based product to your back end?
Okay, I make use of cloud-based Capella, and I use an ODM Oatman to interact with cloud-based. So I was able, when a user signed up with Google Auth, there's some information that Google provides us with. So those information, I use cloud-based to store it, and also for some of our data like card information, like when a user wants to create a card to put in their transaction information. I use Cloudbase to store those information and other things like budgeting and just I use
Excuse me.
Cloudbase to store those users' information, both the sensitive
Sorry,
information
sorry
and the
for
other.
cutting you. Please, can you explain with your code? You can just open your code and let me see. Just go through your code area and let me just see what you did
Hello?
there. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Did you hear what I said, sir?
Obina,
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. So I said you should
Yes.
just go through your code and let me see why you do your explanation, please, to make it clearer.
Oh, okay. Actually, I joined this call with my phone. I'm not with my laptop here.
okay,
But
that
Bright,
way
you can go through the code. Let me be
I'll
explaining to
be
you. Go
okay.
to
Which
the
page should I go to?
go to the source.
I'm in the source code already.
Then go to config file.
Config file.
No, config is up. Config.
Okay, I've seen it.
Yeah. Go to Otman. Yes, go there. So if you check here, you see how I was able to connect with the database with this ODM. So I was able to connect with the database with the database cloud-based URL, then the bucket name, the password, and the username. So if you should, okay, Bright, go to the model. Yeah. So go to profile model or any of the model. Go to profile. So this ODM now, I can be able to, for this user, for this particular model, you can able to access this information from the user and store it. So this is just a kind of structure of how those information are being stored in the database. So that was how I was able to implement cloud base.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
Is there any other question? Are we available to take any questions on the application?
Okay, please, do we have any question from any of our jury members? Is there any question? Any comments? Comments would be appreciated to help the team improve their application.
Yeah, I don't have any comment. I just want to say to everyone that I've browsed all the GitHub repos, and I wanted to thank you for all your involvement and playing the game with using Couchbase. It was great to see people using Automate. It was great to see someone using Python, which was new, and I thank you for that because we don't see that often. So that was great. And for using SQL and not just an LDM. So thanks for that. And yeah, generally just. Thank you all the team for playing the game and using Couchbase. That was great.
Okay, I'm so sorry, everyone. I lost my network for a moment. Okay, please, Mr. Samuel, you may speak. You can see your hands raised.
All right, so I wanted to ask, Espen, is it Espen Tracker or Espen Track? I can't remember the name of it. I noticed that your pitch, right, is focused on you building a mobile app. I wanted to ask if probably if it's a real project in the future, is this going to be a form of is there going to be a form of web application for this software in the future? Like, do you have any plans to build that if this is a real project they are planning to do? I don't know if you know what I'm saying.
Please come again. If it is a real project,
Yeah, are you going to work on building a web application in the future? Because I noticed that
it's a
you
web
were focused on building
application.
this mobile app.
Okay.
No,
To everyone, it's a
yeah,
web
like
application. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'll
yeah,
explain on your point.
for
It's a web
mobile.
application that says but we just showed the mobile version of this application. It's also a desktop view
Yeah.
of this application, but we were not able to build the desktop view fully because of time. So we went for just focused on the mobile view. But before we releasing our first demo, we are releasing both a web version, a mobile version, and a desktop version of this application.
All right, well done.
Okay, Ignatius, your hands is raised. Do you have something to say?
Yes, yes. All right. So I will direct this question to Lawrence. I needed to clarify myself on something. So while working with the Couchbase database, I noticed when I needed to modify a file, right?
Okay,
So
you have Ignatius, you have
yeah,
a question, right? Okay, in the
yes.
Q&A session, I'll bring you up so that you can ask your question.
Right, all right.
Okay, thank you so much. So I believe none of our jury members have any other thing to say. So Expentra, thank you so much for that detailed pitch you have there. And just a couple of things I noted down. You said in your entry, you talk about your entry into the market, you're going to have referral bonus. So I wanted to understand how would you give out these referral bonuses? I'm trying to say with what funds would you be able to give out these referral bonuses to people?
Okay. Before we get enter into market, let me just say we'll start first of all with when we've secured our first investment funds, first with revenue, the first investment funds. The first thing we are going to hire, first person we are going to hire on our team is a marketing strategist. Why we chose to hire a marketing strategist first is because not all these entry strategies that we've put out there will enter at the start of this application, let me say launching it into the market, not all of them will be entering into the market. So that's where the marketing strategist comes in. She looks at the funds that we have on ground and compares them what we can be able to afford. And let me just say what we can be able to afford to run at the certain time because no, you can't run all. You can't expect with your first launch into the market, you're running all those strategies I've listed down. You run them on a timely basis, depending on the funds you have. That's why the first hire we're going to make is a marketing strategy. So we'll be able to plan that out for us.
Okay, okay. Thank you for that. And then you also mentioned collaboration with primary and secondary schools. What exactly would you be collaborating with them for?
Mm, we ended our statement with, if you check on this, if I was to pull up the slide again, we ended our statement with what can inculcate more with our expenditure application. So we'll consider our expenditure application, what other uses. There are various features that we are yet to unravel in this application that we can get more money from. You don't look down, let's just say we consider the higher institution as our main target market for entry into the market. But no, we are not still overlooking lower institutions like the secondary and primary school. It depends. We will consider in time. We'll be able to consider what benefits can we get from them. Or it must not be the students in the school must use our application. It may be the teachers. So we'll look at what benefit they add to our application to push it forward. It's all about marketing strategy to know how they can help us and we can help them.
Okay, got that. And then lastly, you talk about a subscription plan. Now, the reason I'm trying to highlight this subscription plan is because some of your competitors, which you like highlighted, Piggyvest, for instance, if how would you possibly win a Piggyvest user if your application has subscription? Do you get my point?
Yeah, I got your point, and this is one of the things
If
I get your point, ma.
okay.
And this is one of the things we mentioned in our application. For first, during our launch, we'll take some months out to actually go free. Now, we'll take some months out to go free. Now, we'll collect out. We said when that period where we are launching, when our app is up there, we are collecting data out. What service that we have that these users use more of. We are collecting this data. Then, those based on the data we have, we put a price on that particular service particular service that we are there. But now we also mentioned something about low cost, and we also mentioned that around low cost and with customer retention. What we are after, we consider that Piggyvest or any other budgeting application already have a large section of the market. So what we are doing, our entering into the market, we want customer retention. When customer sees value in your product, then we can think about increasing our price. But what we're entering the market is when we put a price line on this service based on service base, we are putting a low compared to our other competitors, we are putting a low price on it. Then as time goes by, when we start gaining more of this market, then we can increase considering what's the recommendation for our marketing strategies.
Okay, I'm not sure you particularly answered my question because if if this were a reward, this is a pitch, and if it were a reward situation, I am a Piggyverse user, and your application is there on the other side. So, what particular feature do you think your product has at the moment, or should I say, what feature exactly do you think you want to impute that would make your product stand out so much that a Piggyverse user, I'm using Piggyverse because that is what I caught from your presentation. So, what is that one standout feature that would make people leave Piggyverse and come to an application that is being paid for? Again, you remember that your target market is yes, higher institution students. Now, your case study was Amina, if I am correct. You started off by saying Amina wants to save 100 naira daily. So, what will make Amina, who wants to save 100 naira daily, decides to pay for an application? Let's say your subscription fee is like 200 naira monthly. What is that one feature that sets you apart from Piggyverse?
Okay, we talked about those features that set us apart. Our other clients are not our other competitors are not into, and one of those this is that we help create personalized budgeting plan for the users. Out of every 10 students, we mentioned that out of every 10 students you see there, only two. Now with Piggyverse, you have to most of the data plan, business budgeting plan that you see, you use other application. What other application? Like after our research, we find out that what other applications were lacking is that you it's just like at the end of the day, you end up choosing a savings plan for yourself. Now, considering a timeline of 6 months, a 3 months timeline, and I'm to pay for my rent, or 6 months time, I'm to pay for my rent within 6 months. What assures me that within that 6 months, I will be able to make up that money for to pay up that rent. That's where our application comes in. We create a personalized plan for you to be that based on statistic report, based on earnings, we use all this data you've provided for us and get a accurate data plan that which is sure to get meet your meet your needs, and also we will provide recommendations for how else you can source for money. Based on that's what we mainly our what makes us unique is we create personalized services for you. Personalized. We do the job for planning for you. We do the budgeting plan for you. We also talked about our unique selling points. These are our unique selling points that I earlier mentioned make our app. Is what we notice that other platforms are not doing that I actually put out there in our unique selling points.
Okay, Bright. Thank you so much. I really loved your presentation, but seeing Piggyverse as one of your competitors, I do not know if you're familiar with Piggyverse or if anybody here is familiar with Piggyverse. But Piggyverse as a savings application, when you save monthly, you have interest. Are you aware of that? So I'm trying to make you see from the angle that if you have interest while saving, and even on Piggyverse, if Amina decides to use Piggyverse to save daily, she can. There is a feature for that she just needs to select which of her accounts. For instance, let's say Zenith, UBA, Access, GT, any of those banks, she can um, decide to. Can team members answer questions? Yes, just raise your hand, and that would let me know when to invite you to speak. So, as I was saying, when you have like, you can decide which bank you want that 100 naira to be deducted from daily. So the whole essence of this question is to make you begin to think like the user, because you've probably just thought like, oh, Amina wants to save 100, but what would make you, that's where you have to start thinking from. We have competitors that are doing this already, so why would Amina leave my competitors? Like you mentioned at the beginning of your pitch, Piggyverse, they have like they are covering a large audience in Nigeria, and I believe like within Africa. They have a large audience that they are covering. Expentra is just coming up. So you need to start thinking. You see, one thing is that marketing starts from now when you are building your products, because you mentioned that when you are done building your products, then you are going to hire a marketer that will do this, that, and that. But the reality about marketing is that marketing starts from your conception of your product. You need to start asking yourself these questions now. And when you start answering these questions, you need to start providing um answers to these questions. And a best way you can actually do that is to provide a poll. Now you have Piggyvest as your competitor. You can do a poll, and that poll would focus on users that on people that use Piggyvest. So one of the question you would want to ask in that poll is, do you use Piggyvest? Yes, no, or others. State the others you use. That way you know that you are having like whatever response you are going to get from your questionnaire, from your interview or whatever, is streamlined, that you get the responses that will help you improve your product. I believe that was helpful, but did you get the point I'm trying to make, Bright?
Yes, I got it. Noted.
Okay. Okay, John, your hands are raised. You can unmute yourself and speak. Please, Akanimo John, you can unmute your mic and speak.
Okay, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I'm in a public place, so my background might be a little bit noisy.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm one of the team members for um, Team 10X. Now, one of our unique selling points, to answer the question you asked earlier, one of our unique selling points that makes our brand stand out from the Piggyvest is, of course, we know the services Piggyvest provides. Apart from helping clients with budgets for budgeting, they also make revenue by investing fund. They actually use the client fund to invest, where they pay them back with profit pay. Right? Now, the difference in our service from that of big we are not holding your money. We are not actually investing your money. So we're only helping you have access to how to plan how you budget. So what will make our service unique and different from that of PQS is what the information we give out to our clients. We're actually creating, bringing a new point of financial literacy to our clients. That's one thing PQS can do. So most persons who actually have issues with budget, they want to understand how do I go about managing the income that I have to achieve a certain X goal. So one unique selling point is we actually do this financial literacy by giving, like he said in his presentation, personalized information based on your profile. Now, from this data gotten from your profile, we know your needs, we know your challenge, and we're able to give personalized information to help you achieve that goal. Now, another unique selling point is, aside from that financial literacy that gives us the age, right, we also help you plan on how you use your phone, plan or manage your phone. That's one unique thing that Piggyvest do not give to its client. Piggyvest just giving you the opportunity to put your budget for so plan X, plan Y, plan Z. But as we do not just give you the opportunity to plan your phone X, Y, and Z, we actually give you a planning guide that can actually help you. Now,
Okay, thank you so much for that. Although I could barely catch up with what you were saying because of the background noise, but I did pick a couple of things. So it all boils down to something else. Um, You've presented a wonderful product, you have a wonderful idea, and again, you need to go back to the drawing board and um, consider all of these things we've actually discussed. You need to put out a, what's it called, a questionnaire out there to get responses from your target audience. And I am so thankful that you seem to actually be in like a student environment who are your target audience. So I believe it will be quite easier for you to complete that. Um, Expentra seems to have a whole lot of potential, and we want to see you do more with that. I do not know if any of our jury members have anything to add, a word of advice for Expentra and the team before we move on today. Okay, so there seems to be nothing else from from our jury members. So our jury members, they got a link to review your projects before your hackathon. So a couple of them have sent in their reviews, while others would send theirs between today and this week. So for today, we are not announcing any winner, and we're just here to listen to you pitch your idea. And so this is why I mentioned to everyone, put your best foot out, so that the jury members can see your, not just see you, but see your product, understand how scalable your product is, understand the potential of your product. If you were here yesterday, one thing Mr. Peter Ayeni mentioned is that there are some things that are possible, there are some things that are scalable, and there are some things that are feasible. So you see, at the end of the day, they are all different variations of possibilities. So without wasting much time, um, we're going right into our Q&A session. So if you have any questions um, regarding your project, something you need clarity on, whatever it is, now is the time to ask those questions. We have jury members who are adept in what they do. They are tech gurus. They know what they do. They know what they also stand for. So ask your questions. This is the time to shoot your shots. So if you have any question, just indicate by raising your hand and I would call you out. Okay, Ignatius. Okay. Ignatius, you can unmute yourself and let us know your question.
All right, thank you. So this question is actually directed to Laurent. While working on the Couchbase database, I observed some stuff, so I needed clarity on it. Right. So I discovered like working with other NoSQL database like Mongo. It's very easy for you to quickly update your 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 records on the database. Move to the database, update, like assuming you have a role for users, and then you updated it to admin, and you still fire the API, it will still run. But I noticed on the Couchbase, I head back to my collections, my default collections. I modified a user that is already saved on a database. I changed the role from user to admin. Now I decided, now after doing that, I saved the record. I moved on to test my API using Postman. I couldn't even get the user. I couldn't even do whatever I was actually doing before with the user. Like before the user could log in, the user could create an account or do whatever services the APIs were actually returning. And instead, it was showing me that such user is not found, but the user is actually there on the database. I had to, okay, let me create another user to see if this is actually from my own API, or probably, yeah. I had to create another API using a different email and a different user. And I could do a lot of, testing with that very account. I tried to use the other account again, it did not. So I had to check this very user that I created that was working. I edited something on the database on this very user and it wasn't working again. So I want to know if that's actually how the database work, how Couchbase work, or it's something they need to review on. Thank you.
So that might be a little specific for me to get into this right now without actually looking at the code. There's It's tech. I don't know. We have to look it on a case per case basis.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Lauren. So Ignatius, this is something I'm sure you are on the couch-based Discord. So do well to send your question again so that you can have more detailed interaction with Lauren and the rest of the team on Couchbase. It's actually been a very interesting session today. Okay, Favor. Okay, Favor, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you very much, Isabella. Looking long term, like I said earlier on, like Team Favors would like to continue working on a project, and in a business real world scenario, there are a lot of things to consider, security wise, market wise, business model and the likes of them. So I would like to know if our mentors will still be accessible, we could get advice, on building that product, or after the hackathon we wouldn't be able to read them. So I'd like to get clarity on that.
Okay, thank you for that question. Your mentors will be very much available even after this hackathon process. Um, we have Mr. Precious, we have two of them. We have Mr. Toby and Mr. Orelua. They would all be available for you to reach out to while building your project. And if need be, if would love to, if possible, we could also reach out to some of our jury members if that is when necessary. That is when necessary, of course, only when necessary. So, Favor, I hope that answered your question.
Yes, it does perfectly well. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. So, our jury would be reviewing our products, our presentation, and everything that you have done today. So by next week, we would be announcing um, which of the products. I wouldn't want to say a winner, but we want to say a product that meets all of our criteria, our judging criteria in terms of scalability. We know that within 12 days you have not been able to do much, but it is not just about the much you have done, it is about your innovation. Remember, Spacers HackConf 2023 team says inspire, innovate. That those are like the two major keywords I want to point out there: to inspire and to innovate. Because yesterday, still taking us to the speakers yesterday, we talked about what's it called, from social problems to real world solutions. So it all boils down to innovation, So we were supposed to have Mr. Precious speak on the place of collaboration in building a thriving tech career. So we're going to have him for the next 20, yeah, roughly 20-15 minutes, just to crown up everything that we have done today. So, Mr. Precious, you have the stage.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm happy to see all of you here. So,
Hi, good evening. Good to see
thank you.
you.
Thank you. Yes, so I'll be speaking on the place of collaboration in building a thriving tech career. And today I'll be collaborating with my notebook and my PC as well. Thank you. So, first, I want to do something. Hey, Google, set a 20-minute timer.
Sure, 20 minutes. And we're starting now.
Thank you. So that was possible because of collaboration by the Google team. This is how far collaboration has brought us. Let's start with my own personal tech career. So I started my tech career in the year 2016. And when I started, I wanted to be the person that would do everything myself, from UI to sound, because I started my tech career as a game developer. So I wanted to do the UI, the sound, the coding, the promotion, and everything by myself. And that didn't take me very far. Yeah. So it got to a point, I was going high, high, high. So I reached my peak, and then things were going at a slope, downfall, because I wanted to do everything by myself, and that was not practical, it was not possible. That's where collaboration comes into place. Collaboration is working together, collaboration is unity, collaboration is code space is collaboration. Yes. So now let's talk about collaboration in big tech firms. Let's take some companies, for example, Apple. Now, where does collaboration have to play in the company Apple? Now, Apple started with two people, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs. Now, they came together because there's a saying that there's a saying. I'll take it down here. I'll take it down here. I wrote it down. None of us is as smart as all of us. This was said by Ken Blanchard. None of us is as smart as all of us. Now, Steve Wozniak was tech oriented, while Steve Jobs was more business oriented. And they came together to build the most profitable and the largest company we have today, which is Apple, which has brought to us amazing products. Now, why do we need collaboration in our tech career? We need collaboration in our tech career because
the next big thing, the next Facebook, the next YouTube. I want to be the next Elon Musk. But then I start my career and everything is going smoothly. All of a sudden, a lawsuit. I don't even know what I did wrong. Because as a developer, you don't know about law. Even if you know about law, you don't know about UI UX. I don't believe there's any developer in the world that knows everything. We can't know everything. We get some and we lack in some. It's just being a human being, obviously. So we need legal and compliance experts to make sure what we are doing is legal, to make sure that we are doing the right thing at the right time, to make sure we are not doing anything illegal against the law. So you may not end up developing an awesome app, beautiful app, but just because of a little compliance issue, everything closes down. That won't be good at all. So as developers, we also have to think about that. These people are also important. Now let's move on to monetization strategies. Now, I was listening to some teams today, and they have plans for monetization. We need monetization experts and strategies to tell you how to make money from an app. Now, I personally might have ideas, but my ideas might not be perfect. They might not be useful. They might not be genuine ideas. As human beings, we have big dreams, but we most of the time we don't know how to achieve them. That's why we need monetization strategies. They'll tell you how to make money from your app. They will develop strategies. They will make a plan. They'll write things down. They'll tell you why this would not work and why this would work. Yeah. Now we need content moderators for Instagram, of course. Now I develop Instagram, and there's something with software. No matter how good you are as a developer, there will always be bugs. Okay. Now, that aside, I'm fixing a bug on Instagram because someone sent a message and the message doesn't send. Someone is trying to log in and it's not working. Like today, sorry to say, when 10x was making a presentation, I saw that they had an issue, but the person making the presentation at that time could not solve the issue because he was making a presentation. So you need to collaborate with people that will be behind you, that will be your backbone, that will stand by you. Okay. So now, in the case of content moderation for Instagram, people may post hate speech, harmful content, things that are not good for the community. Now, as a developer, you are too busy making changes, fixing errors, maybe doing the UI, maybe facing the lawsuits, but you can't moderate your content at that time. Yes, and you want people to enjoy Instagram, not that people hate going to Instagram because of the bad things they see on Instagram, because of the hate speech, which is a very, very serious issue in all our social media platforms, something that people consider very, very, very important. Very important. Now, as a firm building Instagram, we also need finance and accounting professionals. We need them to manage budgets and financial aspects. You will need financial experts. Now, I've heard of many companies, they were funded big amounts of money, but then they crashed because of bad management. You as a developer, you feel like I'm a developer, I know it all, I know how to manage money, I don't need anybody for anything. And then in that case, okay, I'm an investor. Wow, you're so good at programming. I give you $10,000. Okay, $10,000. I'm a developer. I don't know so much about economics. I don't know so much about money. I don't know how to allocate funds, how to pay people. But okay, I'm working alone. I don't need to pay anybody. So I use $5,000, buy a new laptop, use the $2,000, buy a big monitor. And what am I left with? $3,000. What can I do with it? I can't even pay for the services I used to build that product. Okay. That's in those kind of cases, you need financial accounting professionals. I recently worked for a firm and the firm crashed down because of bad management by the product manager, bad allocation of funds. Okay. Even as a product manager, you also need a financial and accounting professionals a professional that will tell you what to do with your money. No matter how smart you are, no matter how educated you are, there's some things about money and finances that we don't know. Because when these financial and accounting professionals spend their time learning, they become solid in it. Just like me, I got to a point in my career where I decided that no, I have to stop everything I'm doing, stop all the things I'm learning. And there's something we call tutorial hell. It's a situation for programmers whereby you're learning everything because you want to be everything. I haven't considered learning UI UX, but then I realized that I stopped and I said to myself, no, this is not taking you further. We have to focus on one thing and become good at that thing. And that's how you grow it in your career. That's how you get to where you are. That's how the big names arrive where they are. They have to focus on one niche to succeed because they know that they also need to collaborate with people to build a thriving tech career. Now, we also need hardware engineers. There's a movie I watched, Silicon Valley, on Netflix, I think, or Amazon. Now, in Silicon Valley, it's about a startup. They're trying to build a software for compression, but at many points they had issues with their servers lighting up on fire, or something is wrong with their computers. That's why we need hardware engineers to manage your computers, because as a developer, oh, I don't know what RAM means. I don't know how RAM looks. I need more RAM in my computer. I need to fix my computer screen. We need these people to help us. Okay. Now, uh, we'll move on to the next thing. Together, together here, we are UI UX designers, we are developers, we are copywriters, we are project managers, we are marketers, we are QA testers, we are software developers, and we had come together to build code space. And so far it has been a success. Without each of us working together, we will not be where we are today. We will not have this hackathon. It came as an idea, but if one person had to do all the work, we would not be here. Okay, so I have spoken a lot about collaboration, and I have told you why we need to collaborate to build a thriving tech career. It's not yet 20 minutes, as my reminder has not told me yet. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much and have a good night.
Thank you so much, Precious, for that wonderful presentation. I truly appreciated it. I appreciate it. And I'm so sorry for coming to speak a bit later. I got disconnected, so I had to reconnect. You all know how the network struggle goes in this country. So thank you so much for speaking on that very important topic, the place of collaboration in building a thriving tech career. If you want to thrive as a tech bro, a tech sis, so many of us entered into this industry because we were deceived by making 7, 6, 9, 10, and all those figures. But beyond that, collaboration actually needs to thrive because like Precious said, um it takes more than as you can see, the idea of this hackathon is that we are able to move out of our comfort zones and reach out to people and say, hey, come and join me. Let us build something for the Spacers Hack Conf 2023. And I'm so much proud of every one of us that we're able to make it to the finals because this whole process showed me something. A lot of people do not have what it takes to collaborate. We had 53 applications, and in some of these applications, you see some of people saying, "It's just me. I don't know if you guys can link me to other people." No, the whole idea was that you're able to leave your comfort zone and reach out to people and say, come and build with me. And that is what it takes to thrive in the tech ecosystem. You have to find valuable friendships, people that you can network with, you can build with, not just today, not just tomorrow, but something that is long term. And if you look at most of the applications today, you see that most times it may be a one man idea, but you see that okay, their co-founder is probably like a friend that they've been building with for several years. So that is the whole idea of this hackathon, and I so much appreciate Precious for coming to talk about building a thriving tech career. So I believe with this, as we come to the close of this Spacers HackConf 2023, we are living not just with what we've built, we are living with memories, living with so much knowledge on what it takes to build your career, what it takes to move your career forward. You know that you're not an island, you need I'm sorry, my network keeps logging me out. So we've actually spent quite some time today, and I am so proud to have the honors to say that we can officially close Spacers HackConf 2023. So I'm just going to call a couple of people to tell me what has been your experience. Okay, we still have Clinton on the call. Okay, Clinton is actually going to do us the honors of closing this ceremony. But before I call Clinton up to the stage, I want somebody to tell me how has it been building under so much pressure in 12 days? Please, so just raise your hand and let me know what has it been building? Was it sleepless night? Okay, Favor, you can unmute yourself.
Okay. There've been quite a lot of experience building in the spite of 2 weeks. Like our team were like anxious, not getting the product we'll be working on before the 2 weeks. Everyone was like, "Favor, we need to know what we're working on before 2 weeks. We cannot just know what we're working on 2 weeks and make all our research design." Being able to have good people management and being able to understand that everyone had their differences. At least everyone on my team had a life before joining my team. So good people management, and some people might not be available during the day, some might be available during the night, but
Yeah.
being able to be available when anybody's available. Most times when someone like a particular guy is always 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. in work, so I'm always available that time in case he has any questions. Some people are early in the morning, so good people management has helped. And and scaling the team. I've noticed that is not by upscaling the team, is by effectiveness.
Yeah.
Not by the number, but by what the result. You might have 10, 20, 30 people, but by the people providing value are not up to 30. And also, it also helped me understand and good engineering processes. For the case of my team, what we implemented, I didn't just force these standards on everybody. So I allowed everyone has a good different working background experience. So I allowed everyone to bring in okay, you have worked on the layout. Okay, you do the layout and the API handling. Let's follow that suit. Everyone agreed on TypeScript. So being able to allow people bring in their experience and actually use it and not just forcing everybody to follow your standard, was one thing I learned. And also help my crew.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much, Favor, for that in-depth
details into your work process. We really appreciate, and we can see that Team Favors really did their best. Thank you, and we appreciate that it wasn't just work, work, work. It was a learning process for you and every member of your team. Ekong, I saw your hands up. You can unmute your mic and speak.
Okay, hi, good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to say I'm very thankful for the opportunity given by Code Space to do this hackathon. This is actually my first hackathon, and it was very nice working along with my team in order to build this product. I've never been like a fan of teamwork, but due to this hackathon, I've appreciated the importance of collaboration, and I've learned a lot during the process. So I'm very thankful for this opportunity by Codespace.
Thank you so much, Ekong. We are happy to hear that you have a change of mind after this hackathon, because when you want to work in tech, you can't say you want to work alone, because when you work with an organization, it's a whole lot of people that you have to work with, a whole lot of teams, a whole lot of procedures and processes that you have to work with. Thank you, everyone, for your valuable input. I think I would have to call Lauren to give us a piece of advice before we call Clinton to close us off. Okay. Um, Lauren. Lauren doesn't seem to have been logged out already. So I'm going to call Clinton to come in. Hi, John. John Daniels at DME. Thank you for coming in, even though you came in quite late. Um, I'm sure in your email you must have received links. I'm also going to email you today to let you know the next steps to take regarding the review. Clinton, please, can we have you on the stage?
Hey, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Isabella, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, great, oh, great. Okay, firstly, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who made it to the last day of Spaces Hackathon slash conference 2023. It's been an amazing and wonderful presentation so far. I must say, you guys did your best. The team actually, I won't say use the word kill it, but you guys actually did your best, and we are open to see the what is it called, the top three in few days. Especially, I would like to say a big thank you to our jury members, our jury team, for coming up today to actually judge, or let me say review your product, review your presentation. It was great actually working with you guys as well. Um, I want to say a very big thank you to all the participants, to the CodeSpace team in general. Like I said, it's our first ever virtual hackathon here at CodeSpace. I will believe that by next year, we are going to be bringing Spaces Hackathon 2024 live to you in Lagos physically. That's one of our plans to actually
Yay!
Spaces Hackathon down to Lagos next year. By His grace, yeah, definitely we are going to do that. But um, like I said, CodeSpace is a community. We embrace everyone from across, be it you're a designer or you're a product manager, you're a developer. We embrace everyone, and we are looking forward to having more members in CodeSpace community. So far, we have members from across 11 African countries, which I never thought would be possible, because we started CodeSpace like, let me say, 2020. The initiative of CodeSpace actually came in 2020, but I didn't actually take it serious. But like I said, if you've actually been to any of my talk or season before, section before, you'll notice that I always talk about it that when I started out, there were no communities or like hackathon to actually participate in. But probably they were, but I don't know of any at that particular time. But seeing so many community, including Code Space, like giving opportunities to Gen Zs out there to actually thrive, I think is actually something we should appreciate. Um, we are doing our first hackathon, and I believe that we are going to do more. We are going to do more programs before this year runs out. So, um, this is me just officially saying congratulations to everyone, even if you are the winner or you are among the top three. I just want to wish you all congratulations, and I'm looking forward to seeing you building more on this amazing product. I'm looking forward to sharing your successful story. I'm looking forward in the nearest future to actually work with you guys as well. So thank you very much. It's an honor having you all at Spaces ArcCon 2023. Thank you, Isabella.
Thank you,
Thank
Clinton.
you so much. Thank you so much. And this officially brings us to the end of Spacers HackConf 2023. If you're not following us on social media, do well to follow us across all social media. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Threads, we're on Instagram, we are everywhere. We're on YouTube. So follow us and keep in touch. Don't forget our Slack channel. And if you're not part of our community on Slack, do well to visit our website, which is www.codespaceafrica.com. See you all where we see each other. Bye.